All right, so get this, today's deep dive.
So, yeah.
It's all about Naomi Davis.
Right. We got like Naomi, we got Tiger. It's like all these different sides of her, and they're all fascinating.
Yeah, and she's barely out of college. But what really caught my eye is how she seems to juggle it all, you know?
Right.
Especially as a Black woman in spaces that aren't exactly known for being the most inclusive.
That is what I find so interesting about her story. You know, she's not just surviving in these different worlds, but she's thriving.
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. How about that?
Okay, rewind back to Atlanta, where it all began.
Okay.
Even in middle school, she was hustling.
Oh, wow.
Started her own brand called What Can't You Do?
What a name.
Yeah, you can see that spark already, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely shows that she wasn't just trying to fit in. She was already like carving out her own lane, you know.
Totally.
And it's not even just business. You know, she was balancing that with music sports. You know, she was a student athlete in high school.
Okay, so this woman is a serious multitasker.
Yeah, she is.
So how did she end up at Georgia Tech?
Well, you know, it seems like she chose Georgia Tech and the Scheller College of Business pretty strategically.
Really?
She wanted that blend of technology and business, you know, not just one or the other. And you can see that in her choice to concentrate in information technology management.
Got it. And she wasn't just like hitting the books or anything.
No.
This is where the internship hustle comes in.
Internship hustle.
7 internships at Georgia Tech.
Oh my goodness.
Google, Warner Bros. Discovery, NBC Universal. I mean,
Oh,
come on.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
It's like she was treating internships like a buffet, you know,
Yeah.
just sampling everything to find what she really loved. And you know what? There's a real method to it, too.
Yep.
In one interview, she actually says, I was very intentional about where I wanted to intern, specifically in the entertainment and tech industries, in roles facing consumers.
Okay, so it wasn't just about padding her resume.
No.
It was a targeted skill set.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Google.
Okay, Google.
This is where things get really interesting.
Right.
She becomes the first Georgia Tech student to be accepted into Google's Bold Immersion program,
Oh, wow.
which, drumroll please,
Drum roll.
leads to an internship and then a full-time job offer.
Talk about a golden ticket. You know, she mentions her senior year being pretty chill because she had that Google job locked in.
Oh yeah, I'd be chill too.
You know what I mean?
That peace of mind is priceless.
Priceless, especially when you're juggling so much, you know?
She's still out there achieving amazing things.
I know, it's incredible.
You remember that middle school brand, What Can't You Do?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't abandon it.
What?
She turned it into something even bigger.
Oh, wow.
It's like she took that early spark of entrepreneurship and just kept fanning the flames.
Yeah.
Now it's a platform offering career-building services for young professionals,
Wow.
particularly in tech.
That's amazing.
And she's not stopping their TED Talks speaking engagements. She's taking her message to a wider audience.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Remember that detail from the Tech Square Entrepreneur article? She ends her Google TED Talk with a rap performance.
Wait, seriously?
Talk about merging your passions.
Okay, now I need to see this TED Talk.
I know, right?
Speaking of merging passions, let's talk about her music career. Tiger.
It totally suits her energy. And get this, she even opened for Jason Derulo at Georgia Tech's homecoming.
No way.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It is, and in one of her interviews, she really emphasizes this idea of embracing your authentic self.
Yeah.
And not being afraid to pursue your passions. It's like she's living proof of that advice, you know what I mean?
Totally. And then there's the whole NBA 2K connection.
Oh, yeah.
She's even featured on 2K TV.
I know she was.
And she more than holds her own in the 2K TV versus the world segment,
Yeah, she does.
showcasing her competitive spirit.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just a hobby for her.
Right.
It's woven into so many aspects of her life.
Yeah.
From playing to coaching the Georgia Tech women's club basketball team.
It's like basketball is this common thread connecting her to these different communities and passions.
Yes.
But it's also a space where she's had to navigate some tricky territory being a woman in a male-dominated gaming world.
Right. She talks about facing those same pressures to prove herself and dealing with negativity online.
It's unfortunate that that's something that a lot of women in gaming can relate to.
Yeah.
But, you know, seeing her thrive in that space despite those challenges is really inspiring.
It is. It shows that she's not just talented, but she's resilient.
Yes.
And she doesn't shy away from those tough conversations about representation and the need for more inclusivity in gaming.
No, she doesn't.
So we've got this picture of Naomi as someone who's driven, talented, and using her platform to make a real difference.
Absolutely.
But I'm curious, what do you think is the most remarkable thing about her journey so far?
That's a good question. For me, it's how she connects these seemingly like disparate things
Okay.
and turns them into strengths. Even when you're achieving great things,
Uh-huh.
those systemic barriers are still there.
Absolutely. And she doesn't shy away from talking about them.
No.
And that's where her work with What Can't You Do becomes even more powerful.
Okay.
She's not just talking about diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
She's actively creating opportunities for young professionals,
Yeah.
especially in tech, who might otherwise get overlooked.
It's like she's building a bridge,
Yeah.
saying, hey, I've been there.
Uh-huh.
I know the challenges,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to help you navigate them. It's not just about mentorship. It's about empowerment.
It is. And think about the reach that she has.
Yeah.
It's not just limited to like her work at Google or What Can't You Do?
Right.
That TED Talk where she ends with a rap performance,
Oh, yeah.
that's breaking boundaries.
Seriously, it's like she's saying, this is me, all of me. And I'm not going to apologize for any of it.
Right.
And that message resonates,
Yeah.
especially with young people who are trying to figure out their own path.
Totally. It's about embracing those multiple passions.
Yeah.
Not feeling like you have to choose one over the other.
Right. And even in the gaming world,
Yeah.
where she's clearly having fun and showcasing her competitive side,
Mm-hmm.
she's still using her platform to push for change.
Exactly.
She doesn't shy away from talking about the challenges of being a woman in a male-dominated space, the pressure to prove herself, the negativity online.
It's like she's constantly challenging the status quo.
Yes.
Whether it's in the tech world, the music industry, or even the gaming community, she's not just breaking down those barriers for herself.
Right.
She's paving the way for others to follow.
And that's what makes her story so inspiring, right?
It's enormous.
It's not just about achieving success.
Mm-hmm.
It's about redefining what success looks like and creating a world where more people can see themselves reflected in those achievements.
If we zoom out a bit,
Okay.
Naomi's journey raises some really important questions about how we as a society define success.
Okay, I'm listening.
Is it about climbing the corporate ladder,
Yeah.
getting that corner office, or is it about finding that sweet spot where your passions, your values, and your impact on the world all intersect?
That's a deep question.
It is.
And honestly, it's one that a lot of people are grappling with,
I think so.
especially in today's world.
Right.
We're constantly bombarded with messages about what we should be doing, what success looks like.
Totally.
But Naomi's story is like a permission slip to tear up that rule book and write your own.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that there's no one-size-fits-all path to success. It's about being true to yourself, embracing your uniqueness, and finding those spaces where you can thrive and make a real difference.
But let's be real.
Okay.
It's not always easy to break free from those expectations,
Sure.
especially when you're coming from a background where you haven't always seen people who look like you in those positions of power or influence.
That's why representation matters so much.
Yes.
Seeing someone like Naomi achieving great things while also being unapologetically herself sends a powerful message.
Mm-hmm.
It tells others, hey, you can do this too. You don't have to compromise who you are to succeed. So as we resurface from this deep dive into Naomi's world,
Okay.
here's something I want you to think about. If you could blend your passions with your professional life, what would that look like?
Mhm.
What kind of impact would you want to have on the world?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
Her story reminds us that we all have something unique to offer.
Absolutely. It's about finding that spark within yourself, nurturing it, and then using it to make a difference in the world,
Yeah.
no matter how big or small.
So as we wrap up this incredible journey through Naomi's world,
Yeah.
let's remember that her story is not just about one person's achievements.
Uh-huh.
It's a call to action, an invitation for all of us to think bigger, dream bolder, and create a future where everyone has the chance to shine.
Beautifully said. And if you're feeling inspired by Naomi's journey,
Yeah.
we encourage you to check out her work, connect with her on social media, and let her story fuel your own pursuit of a life that's both fulfilling and impactful.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing boundaries.
And never stop asking, what can't you do?